y'all bear with me. I'm just trying this live reading out for the Jupiter retrograde readings. And reading will be for Aries. So whether you're tuned in right now, that's fine. But I just want to go ahead and try it out. Let me know what y'all think. If you like this type of style. I'm working with my tablet, so as you can see, I'm using these table cards to prop it up so that I can actually show you a single card for each sign in regards to Jupiter retrograde. All right, so what exactly is Jupiter retrograde? So Jupiter retrograde, basically, in normal conditions, Jupiter is the provider of wisdom, intelligence, and happiness. A retrograde Jupiter is equivalent to training mystical power and strength. People with retrograde Jupiter in their Kundalini are able to perform all the tasks that a normal person cannot even think of doing in his life. Such people achieve fame and respect while doing unusual tasks. So, when it's talking about your Kundalini is like for the ones that is not familiar with this, basically, your Kundalini it's a representation of a coiled serpent at the base of your spine. So um, when you go through basically a spiritual awakening, this energy rises up and clears all the blockages from your root chakra all the way up to your crown chakra. And what this does, this is basically your Kundalini tube, or what is also called the rainbow bridge. And so it's also called a prana tube. So when that prana tube is clear, your manifestations become almost instant. So because you're still in duality with a Kundalini awakening, you have to be careful in regards to your emotions, thoughts, feelings, and so on, because you will actually manifest stuff that you don't want. So you have to be conscious of other people, of what you're wanting, what you're doing, what you're saying, all that. So I'm trying to think what else I can tell you. So think of it like this. All right, if your Kundalini tube is blocked or your prana tube is blocked, say, and you're trying to manifest something. So say you want a car. Well, it's going to take you twice as longer and twice as much work to get that accomplished, because the energy from source to the earth plane, which basically you're a beacon, or you're a channel where this energy runs through, and also a co-creator. The energy will run through and then it will hit a block. So if you got, say, a block in your heart and you're trying to manifest what you love, well, it might slow that down, because your heart chakra is, it deals with what you love and what you're trying to accomplish. Or if if you have a severe imbalance with your root chakra and you live in fear, then your manifestations could be the result of fear-based thinking or something similar to that. So I hope that makes sense. I mean, I can go on, but I just want to basically do the signs, and right now I have absolutely no people in this live, so it'll probably just show up as a live reading, but it'll be a pre-recorded reading. So, all right. So, what can Aries expect for Jupiter retrograde? What can Aries look forward to in regards to Jupiter retrograde? Material and spiritual prosperity. So, forgive me when it comes to this, because I hope this is clear enough for you. Might need to pull it back a little bit. I'm gonna have to work with this. You're just gonna have to, for whoever sees this video, you're just gonna have to kind of work with me until I get all the bugs and stuff worked out of this live. My very first live, so even though no one's on here yet, hope to change that, and eventually I'll be doing like Cash App questions or Venmo questions, vice versa, something in regards to that. So when it comes to what is the card again? Let me make sure. Material and spiritual prosperity. All right, so basically that just says it all. I mean, basically, if you have any type of endeavors or anything that you're working on that you've been waiting on, or that like Saturn retrograde has been blocking for you, which is Saturn is known as the Lord of Karma. So if you've been greedy, or if you haven't been helping people, or if you haven't been like in a service to others' energy, if you've been like more service to self, then Saturn retrograde will come in and balance those scales for you. So we're going through that, and a lot of people are experiencing delays right now. So they, with with Jupiter in retrograde, it's actually a good thing because it'll bring more stuff in. Now, when I was more of a service to others person myself, like all the time, like I still am, but I'm saying like when I was always constantly giving to everyone and all the time, like money, doing favors, working for them, just just basically heart centered all the time. That's before people started taking advantage of me. But when I was like that, every time we went through a Saturn retrograde around this period from like April to trying to think of how long it lasts. Let's just say to the end of summer right now without looking up the dates. But it was always very prosperous for me. Like things would come in, people from the past would come in and do readings, um, or they would get a reading from me. I see I got somebody on there. Welcome to the welcome to the live. This is my first live, so just bear with me. Um, Let me know what you think. If you have any questions, I can answer for them right now. This is Aries reading for Jupiter retrograde, which is coming up pretty soon. So basically, what I was saying, if you're Aries, or if you're at least looking in for Aries, during this Jupiter retrograde, basically the card that I got for you was material and spiritual prosperity. So if you've been having an issue with stuff manifesting for you, or if stuff has been stagnated or slow, you can expect this to change with this Jupiter retrograde. And so Jupiter, I explained this in the first part of the video, but Jupiter retrograde, what it does is it's the planet of expansion. So when it goes into retrograde, it slows everything down, but it also brings in basically your inner, like what's, everything that you're trying to manifest inside of you. So normally, when the planets are going, when they're in direct motion, they're basically what they're doing is they're spinning forward. So it has to deal with the external world. So when you're doing, when you're dealing with the internal world, then it's like everything it could be your dreams, it could be just anything that you've had in there that you've been wanting to happen. So if you've got some type of venture or something you want to do with someone, or just some ideas, this would be the time to kind of let your inner light shine and make that happen. And so this card is basically confirmation. I do apologize for the camera, but like I said, it is the first live, so I will get all this worked out. But I don't know if you're subscribed to the channel, but if if you aren't, I do appreciate it if you do. And then I got a lot of other videos on there in regards to readings, basically weekly, daily, and monthly. So, and a lot of other stuff in metaphysics. So I do thank you for tuning in. And let's see. Do you have any personal questions or anything? Like you can ask like a question right now. I can answer for it, being that you're tuned in. All right, just turn the chat feature on. Yeah, just let me know if you got a personal question. Anyway, I'll go ahead and pull another card for Aries. All right, what else does Aries need to know in this time during Jupiter retrograde coming up? Suffering in silence. So, I don't know if this is what you're going through personally or not, but if this is something that you're trying to manifest with someone else, or if you're the type of person that you are suffering in silence, like you're not speaking your truth, you need to be careful of that. Or if you know someone that's doing that, because you can actually manifest blockages in your throat chakra, which will slow down your manifestations. And if there's something that you need to tell someone or something like that, then this is an indication telling you that that's what you need to do. Now this is for some type of Aries energy, so if it's not for you, then just take it what what resonates. Always speak your truth regardless, because if you don't, like for real, like anything that you hold in, hold your tongue. Now most Aries that I know of they'll pop off and let you know how they feel real quick. So but sometimes especially during a retrograde period, it can go inward and then cause all kinds of upheaval and stuff inside your body. So just remember that anything that you hold in, And remember that for the rest of your life. If you're Aries or if you're just a cross watcher or what, remember that it's always best to hold it in. Now it's also good to have a balance between the two, because if you're speaking too much of your truth and you're hurting people with it, then you have to you're creating karma, which basically means action. So action to a reaction, where you're like if you say something negative or you pop off or say you've been holding it in and then you let it out, and you hurt somebody with that, then that's your creation. So you're responsible for it. Some people don't care. They're just like whatever. But it's just something to think about. What else does Aries need to know for Jupiter retrograde? What else does Aries need to know for Jupiter retrograde? So power. So that's 8. So with the line on there, like we're getting ready to go. We're basically going through getting ready to go through what is called the Lionsgate portal, if you're familiar with that. So it's a representation of the number 8, which 888. Like you might be seeing 888 on a clock, or 4 8s, or on your dash or your speedometer or whatever. If you see that, just know that means money's coming in or money's going out. But I see that a lot during the Lionsgate portal. And what that does, it just opens you up for abundance. So if that's what you're waiting on, or if you're expecting that, like I said, it depends, which areas I'm reading for. But you'll get you'll have the energy basically at your hands to, to work with, to manifest with. So it's basically saying the energy's there, you just got to apply yourself. Can you say something on the chat so I can see you? Or at least, if you're shy, it's fine too, but I don't see anything as of right now. Sorry, I'll just continue reading. I'm going to do one more for this chat, and then I'll go on to the next sign. Mike Smith, thanks for coming. I appreciate it. Do you have a personal question? Okay. Okay. So is this resonating for you? That might be what it's talking about, because that card suffering in silence is coming out. Maybe it's trying to get you to talk more. Okay. Okay, good. So I understand if you want to be private or whatever, like, you don't have to answer anything, just feel free, it's open. All right, so I'm just gonna do one for you, just I think it might have cleared it up on the card. So I'm just going to pull a card for Mike Smith then. All right, so what does Mike Smith need to know during Jupiter retrograde? Oh, Aqua, okay. Aqua with a cat moon. Okay. Yeah, see, I got a cat moon too, so I know how it is. That can be very restrictive. Like for me, I get like a lot of kidney stones, because like cat moons have so many issues with crying, or like not so much as crying, but with the Aquarius energy, you may not have a problem with that, but what I mean, an example, is not so much as crying, I mean emotions. Like it's almost like you can be stronger than anyone. Does that resonate? Like you have to be strong or stronger for other people? Welcome to the live read. This is for Aries. Just letting you know. If you got a personal question, let me know. So, yeah. So interesting enough, Mike. One thing that I learned is that, like, if you've ever had kidney stones or anything like that, kidney stones are known as solidified tears. Oh, so you have always cried easy. Okay. So a lot of times with the cat moon, what that does is that will prevent that. Like with me, I'm a Gemini sun. So, and then I got the Cap Moon and then Leo rising. So, when the Cap Moon can make you stronger than, it can be almost like that you're so strong sometimes that you can't, but because you have that Aquarius and you're the water bearer, it's probably easier for you. But with me, it's difficult. It can be like I feel like I have to be strong for everyone else. And I've heard people, like, even in times of people where they're like, people have experienced death, like they say they get comfort for being around me because they feel, I guess you could say, safe, if that makes sense. All right, so let me pull a card for you, and then. All right, so what does Mike Smith need to know at this time? What are the messages for Mike Smith at this time? What are the messages? All right. So universe, the universe card. So it's basically saying that, whatever you're trying to do, whatever support you're looking for, you're basically connected to the universe, and that your universe is basically backing you. It's got your back. So if you're, whatever you're going through, you might be the type of person that's very intuitive, or you feel very connected to the universe, but it's a confirmation at the same time. And let me tell you a little bit more about it. Hold on. One second. All right, so this card is more about, it's saying when you come far in your journey, it's time to be rewarded for your efforts. This card symbolizes completion, triumph, peace, liberation, and fulfillment. Everything you strive for is in your reach. Meet it halfway and grab it. The universe is the universe is the last of the major arcana cards and reflects the work that you have accomplished on your travels. But more importantly, it represents the wisdom that you gained along the way. You should now honor and acknowledge the truly wonderful soul that you are, and accept the vital part that you play in the bigger scheme of life. The world is yours to command. So with the universe card and the power card and the prosperity, the only thing you really need to do is just work on speaking your truth and not suffering so much in silence. So, and that's if you do that. Like I said, I mean, it's kind of telling a story in regards for, like, Aries, but just because you're tuned into this reading, you probably have enough Aries in your chart to be tuned in, because everything is vibrational. So it's a frequency. It's like a radio station. So just by clicking on the channel, or just by clicking on this reading, you were a vibrational match for it. Okay, good. You're welcome. Thank you. And the world. So basically, the world is your oyster. That's what that card symbolizes in the traditional archetype of tarot. So the world card. So just take that how it resonates, and good luck to you. And who's this other person I got in this chat? If you want just a personal question, let me know. Sound went out. Is it back on now? Okay. All right. So what's the last part you heard? Okay. All right. So basically, that's what I have for you, Mike. But I do appreciate you tuning in, and I appreciate the like. Um, if the other person is in there, whoever you are, if you want just a personal question answered real quick, just let me know on the chat. If not, that's fine too. You're welcome. Thank you. Be sure to tune in. Next time I'm gonna start doing these more. I'm kind of nervous for the first live, but it's going pretty good. So. All right, so I'm gonna do Taurus next. So I'll end this live and then start another one. So if you wanna watch that one, that's fine too. If not, I'll catch you the next time. Unless this other person wants their question answered. But I'm gonna do a review real quick. So just for Aries, I got prosperity card, which basically says that material and spiritual prosperity is coming. Again, this is for Jupiter retrograde. And so Jupiter retrograde again, it's about manifesting your internal you know uh, manifestations, everything that you want, your dreams, things like that. And it's basically saying with the power card that you have the power at this time, especially during this Lionsgate portal, to okay, basically during this Lionsgate portal, to you basically have the power to do whatever you need. You're gonna have the power to achieve what you want. But it's also saying that don't allow yourself to suffer in silence, because this is, if you're wanting to manifest something and you've had issues with that, then it's basically saying that you need to tell people how you feel. You need to speak, because it's just like uh, whenever you speak something into existence, you really are speaking it. When you use your words, those are spells. Everything that you say, do, uh, especially when someone hears you, that is a manifestation. That is a part of creation. So whenever you suffer in silence, again, you can turn that inward on yourself, and then it can create some type of havoc within your body, within yourself, and so it can cause all kinds of different types of ailments and things like that. Normally, when this card comes out, most people have that I've seen. Uh, Normally, when this card comes out, most people have some type of like thyroid issue, or some type of throat problem, either laryngitis or something. It's something to do with the throat. So it can it's for many different people. So just remember that just holding that in does more harm than good. So I mean, we're given a voice to speak. I had to do me personally had to do a lot of work on my throat chakra and my throat for years, because 10 years ago I would not have been able to sit here and speak and actually do anything on this chat or this live or anything like that. So I don't guess I really got to end this. I guess I can do. I don't want to get like drained though. So let's see. I'm gonna end this one for Aries, and then what I'll do is I'll just start another separate one, because I don't want those to be confused when people watching. Because doing all signs can be all signs at one time, unless you have a lot of people in here like feeding you, and it can be draining. So if you want to tune into that one, just click on my live after here in a few seconds or a few minutes. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it.